Hello everyone, it's been a bit longer than is typical in between videos. Amanda was really sick about 2 weeks ago, sicker than I've seen her in a long time with the flu. And then as she was getting better, I started to get sick a little bit, thankfully nowhere near as bad. So that's what's been the unusual gap in between videos. We were sick and just keeping up with everyday regular life stuff, getting back on track. And now that we're back on track, back to making some videos. First up, a few pick up some things that have arrived in that time frame, particularly a couple of pre-orders. First up, we have Peter Sellers in Hoffman, the new Indicator Films release, the Region AB release that just came out this month. And it has a, let's see here, different cover on the inside, so you can pick which one you like. I like the look of that one that they chose, and the disc art, and a nice, really nice booklet with all kinds of information about the film, some contemporary reviews, some interviews, really good stuff, good pictures of the movie, and about an hour and a half or so worth of interviews with people from the production. So really cool. It's limited to 2,000 copies, so I was very happy to grab this and definitely wanted to pre-order. It's one of the few Peter Sellers films that I had never seen, so I was really looking forward to that, and it's a really good release. Cindy Cusack in her first picture does a great job. It is the tale of a businessman who blackmails his secretary once he finds some information about the illegal activities of her fiance, and he blackmails her into spending a week with him in his home. And it's as sinister as it sounds, but it takes a very interesting turn as things move along, and the majority of the movie is just the two of them. I'd say a good 9 out of 10 scenes in the movie, it's just them, and even the ones where other people are involved, they're the main focus. So it really relies on its two main performers. It lives or dies on that, and thankfully they both did a fantastic job, both of them. I really enjoyed this movie. This is definitely a welcome addition to the Peter Sellers collection. It was a big surprise for me. I really didn't know what to expect from it. I just kind of knew the basic premise, and I'd never seen it before, and it was not quite what I was expecting. It really has two fascinating characters that it builds off of. It's based off of a television production, which is based off a play, which is based off a book. And it's been done, multiple times over the years, and I really enjoyed this. Thought it was fantastic. Peter Sellers, they both did a great job. Peter Sellers was amazing as usual, so very happy to see that. We also have Wives Under Suspicion, Gail Patrick film. Enjoyable. I got through oldies.com. It's alpha home video, so it's not, super great picture quality or anything. But it's one of those movies that I'm just happy that there is a physical copy to grab. Very happy to have that. And while I was grabbing that, I also got from Alpha Home Video this double feature of Clairbeau silent films, My Lady of Whims and Black Oxen. I really enjoy Clairbeau. She's definitely my favorite actor from the silent era. A huge star in the 20s. Really enjoy her films. So it's always good to get something of hers, because a lot of hers are harder to get. Some are missing completely. Some, they exist, but the free versions that you see on YouTube are about as good as it gets for a lot of them. Thankfully, there are a few things like It, which are better copies available. Wings and Children of Divorce have Blu-rays, so there is some of her stuff out there, but it's not always easy to get decent copies. And the last TV and movie thing before we get into a couple of books, we have the only Blu-ray that I wanted to grab for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We have seasons on DVD and things like that, but wanted to grab the Blu-ray for A Very Sunny Christmas. As you know, especially after this past December, I did some videos, things talking about how I love Christmas specials and TV shows, and this is no exception. This is my personal favorite thing they've ever done, so really wanted to have an additional copy of that. The only thing on Blu-ray I wanted from them. And I'll be doing a video talking about Always Sunny, our collection, and what's been going on with the later season releases. So look out for that. Definitely a disappointing aspect of the current market for home video. But that aside, that's another video. Two books we picked up recently. One was a pre-order that we were very excited to have coming out, and there's another one coming out this summer. We did our favorite books for last year, and both of us very high on our list were those Firefly releases, it was really great to get some more adventures in that universe that really felt like episodes of the show. It really felt much more like what we wanted to see on screen if it had continued, more so than the comic books really had over the years. And thankfully it's continuing this year with Carnival, which we both read immediately, really enjoyed. There's another one coming out this summer. I forget if it's June or July, but this summer another one. So I really hope these keep coming, because this was still good. They've all been good. Some that I like more than others, but there hasn't been a bad one yet. They're all really good, and they still, it feels like the show. Really great adventure. And I finally got this copy of Bewitched, The Opposite Uncle. This is an original novel based, feels like an episode, an extra long episode of the show. The inner artwork here, really cool vintage book that is hard to find in really decent shape. I've seen a bunch of copies where like covers missing or they're really beat up. It's from 1970. And this is a pretty decent copy. And this I had ordered a while ago, and it was just lost in the mail. Both the person I bought it from and myself tried to put in search requests at USPS at different branches and things, and it was just gone. It was like scanned at his post office and disappeared. And eventually it was returned to him. It somehow was stuck in the bottom of a sorting machine, and someone found it like a month later and gave it back to him, and he resent it out to me. So for like a month, it just sat at the bottom of a sorting machine at his local USPS. I was like, okay, and finally got it. Really happy that it showed up, because I really just thought it was lost. I'd have to try and find another copy. So a lot of fun, and a lot very similar to the Firefly books. This was a really good interpretation of the feeling and the voice of the characters in the show. That's the thing that really sells a novel based on a existing property, like a TV show in particular. It has to sound authentic to the characters. It has to feel like the show, and sometimes those are not successful. Sometimes they're very hit or miss, and thankfully a lot of Star Trek ones in particular tend to be really good at capturing that and the different feel of the different series, things like that. The Firefly ones have been really good, so this is along the same vein, where it did capture the feel. It sounded like the characters, the way they would speak, and it felt like how an episode would be structured. So that's always a lot of fun to check out. And so that's what has been coming recently, and look out for that Always Sunny in Philadelphia video. And I'm also going to be doing a video right now, because one more thing did show up, but I'm leaving it to the side because it completes a collection of my favorite movies from the Warner Archive. I'm really excited that they actually released the last one and finished the whole thing. So I'm going to be filming that right now.